and it's broken. Because you know what? I didn't think. Oh God, I didn't. I should have thought it. I.
You should have thought it.
Yes.
I'm not sure your wife would appreciate that, sir.
Let's see.
Or maybe she would. I don't know.
I don't know.
No shame here.
You know Tim.
No shame in that game.
I don't know me. I don't know the next thing that's about to come out of my mouth.
That is.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I was going to be here tonight or if I was going to be driving home in a snowstorm.
That's right. You
You guys have a fucking
choice.
snowstorm?
Not here. Not in Duluth, where you would think there would be one, but in my home, Burnsville, it do be like that sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I have both of your beautiful
I love
faces
that Burnsville is right next to Savage, so either way, like I fit right in.
Okay.
It took him a second. He got it.
No, I get it.
What I've got is delicious
Lovin'.
dark chocolate sponge candy.
Where did you just like order that off the internet, or is that like a local spot for you?
My mom just gave it to me today.
We're not sure where she gets it.
I have no idea where she got it.
Illicit deals were made.
Some old candy.
Some old people died.
Drug deals behind the back alley, right? He's like, it
What's
smells okay. Yeah.
So
So
what's new? What's going on?
well, what's new is that you guys
That's just the
are
friend.
together
oh
instead of
hi.
instead of separate.
Oh,
So it's as close as we've ever gotten. Once again, you two being together, and me being somewhere else. Wherever
Yeah.
the
we've
fuck
done
that
this
is.
before. We've done literally this before.
Mhm.
No, I know, but I'm saying this is as close.
That was at your old house. That was the last time I was at the other house. We were
Yeah.
trying to. I've never been to this house. I almost went to his old house on my way here tonight.
Tim's like,
I was
I invited Tim
convinced.
over and he's like, all right, I'll be there soon. I'm like, do you know where I live? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah, I've been to your house. I don't think you have.
I was so confident. I was about to drive up to a complete stranger's home. Walk in. Because I knew that house. And he's like, I moved. I moved. I go, you moved?
You know what this reminds me of? That what was that roguelite you bought for me? Death.
Be more specific.
Death. No.
Death Must Die?
Yeah, Death Must Die.
I love that game.
And I was telling you about you have to beat the Baron to beat the level. And you were like, "Yeah, I beat the Baron." And you were talking about the Baron's gargoyles, and I was talking about the actual Baron at the end. You're like, "Yeah, I beat the Baron." And I was like, "Tim, you're not like you weren't describing the Baron." I was like, "That's the first fight." And you're like, "No, that's it. That's it." And then like the confidence level was so high. And then I was like, "Tim, there's more bosses than the gargoyles."
There's two things I'm very good at. One, being right, or two, being very confidently wrong. But when I'm wrong, I'll say it.
Yeah.
My bad. I was wrong.
It was just funny. Once you realized, you were like, "Oh, now I understand what you're saying." I was very confident in my wrongness, wasn't I? I was like, yes, you were.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Very self-aware.
Listen, I'm very good at speaking. I'm not always good at listening. And if you don't believe me, you
was
can
funny.
ask my wife. She's a very patient woman, and she loves me very much.
Oh my god. Anyways, boys, have you played anything new this week?
New?
Yeah.
I don't
Or are
think
you
so.
playing same old, same old? What you playing?
Yes, I have Helldivers 2. I have played that. I have played something new, and then I've played much more very old games like Game Boy Advance games.
Helldivers 2. You picked it up.
Picked it up. I whipped it out.
No.
Sorry, there's a sound clip for those who have no context. There's
Justin,
a sound
play
clip
it.
Soundboard.
in my
You
disc.
should
Yeah, go
play
ahead and
it.
play it.
We
Go ahead
could
and play it. He
create
made
this.
this. I whipped it out. I don't know when I said that. I don't know what the context was, but I said it, and now it lives forever in my Discord.
That's right. That's our gift to you. My gift to you.
Thank you. It's very thoughtful. I love that.
Happy Valentine's Day.
What was I lying about again?
Helldivers.
Oh, Helldivers.
Helldivers,
Helldivers
yeah.
is a lot of fun. I've only played 2 missions. I played, and I had to both times, let me say this. I have played 2 bug missions, and both times I've completed the mission only for it to crash. So I didn't get the completion, like the achievement for completing 1 bug mission. I've got all my rewards, I've gotten all my XP, but I haven't got the achievement. So
a little buggy still.
Little buggy. I'm playing on my Steam Deck, so that's to be expected. And for the most part, it's fixed. Well, no, for like the Steam Deck, it runs great. It's just like it's crashing.
Yeah, I mean,
mission completion.
that's kind of an issue.
But I'm the only one. Like they were like, oh yeah, we fixed the Steam Deck port, and like it's been fine for everyone else. So I don't know if it's because I'm running off my SD card or what's going on there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's causing it, but there's something going on. I'm sure it'll be patched in a couple of.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, since you mentioned it, I also picked up Helldivers 2.
All right, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
I do think it was.
Say no more. Say no more.
Yeah. I snagged it because I kept seeing all the video. Like I was watching all these YouTube videos on it. I was like, this game, it looks fun. And you know what? It's fucking fun, dude. Like it's just a good time. I haven't had any crashes or anything. But it's also just like inherently funny. Like just the random shit that's going on, like just people running off and doing stuff. And like I played one game where I was with a group of guys that knew what the fuck they were doing. Like I felt like I was part of an ODST strike team. Like that's what I felt like. Yeah. And then I played another game where I felt like I was on an episode of the Three Stooges. Like it's just like, it's like
just those levels.
There's like all 4 of us went into different directions trying to do different shit. Right. And then like, you kind of come together and you'd mingle for a moment, and then somebody would die in like a stupid, hilarious way. You know what I mean? Like just craziness. So,
Ian thought I went home.
Ian thought you went home.
Oh, did he say goodbye?
He just messaged me and he was like, the kids were so bummed you were gone. Let me know when you get home safe. I'm like, I'm at Justin's. I'm still sleeping on your couch. You're not out of this.
I'll be home soon.
I know where your key is.
I'll be back.
I'll be on that couch when you get up in the morning.
Oh man, that's funny. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I heard one of the best things is like there's not really. It's easy for someone who's been playing the game for a while to have a friend who hasn't played jump in and play together. There's not like 100%. Barrier.
No, I would say there's literally the only real difference is like you unlock, so you get like medals and or what are they called? There's a collectible you can get in the mission. I forget what they're called, but they basically transfer into medals, and you take the medals.
Super credits.
That's the premium, isn't it?
Premium currency.
Yeah,
I don't know. You can get that in mission 2.
Yeah, but it was the same thing as in the first one. Like they're like samples or something.
Samples.
Yeah,
you got it.
Yeah. And you can get different levels of samples, but they turn in these medals, and you take the medals, and you go basically onto a pseudo battle pass, and you unlock stuff, right? It'll be like, oh, this thing costs 1 thing, this thing costs 2, and sometimes it's like a new cape, right? It has no real
cosmetic
armor.
stuff.
Yeah, it's just fully cosmetic. And other times it's like a frag grenade or a new gun or armor, right? And that's just kind of how you progress. And there's like 5 or 6 like tiles that you unlock, kind of thing. And the armor is like the highest kind of thing. So yeah,
I heard that the battle passes that they're doing are going to be just persist forever. Is that
I don't know
accurate?
about that. I haven't.
I really hope so. That is the one thing that I look at Halo Infinite and go, "Thank you for doing that. I hope other people do this."
Yeah.
Yeah. The only downside to the battle pass, as far as I know, because you can earn the premium currency in game, like Tim was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You can also earn it on the battle pass, on the free battle pass, like Halo kind of thing. But the downside to the premium battle pass is that it has access to, like, it gives you access to elemental weapons, which some of those are fucking cool. Like I found an arc, like not laser, but like an arc gun kind of thing, and so like charge up and shoot a fucking lightning bolt, and like you'd have a bug running at. I've only played bug missions, right? But you'd have a bug running at you, and like one of those bigger ones, and then you like fire it, and you just see his head just go pop. And then you see a bunch of like little ones die around it, do like this little chain lightning thing. It was fucking dope.
Yeah.
So being able to start the mission with that would be super cool. But I don't know, like it's not end of the world kind of thing. So yeah, it's just I'm a big fan of it because it retained kind of the goofiness of the original while upgrading the visuals, upgrading the gunplay kind of thing, and because it does look very cinematic. It looks like a fucking
Starship
movie. Yeah. Well, I've seen videos of people attacking the robots, and there's like one particular area that you can drop into, I guess. I don't know if it's the same area that you drop into all the time, but it's like dropping into fucking Normandy with lasers. Like you drop in and it's like you're fighting Terminators. There's just red lasers, and you're like hiding behind rocks and shit, and you're like popping out and like popping shots at them. And the cool thing about the enemies too is they all have like weak points and stuff like that. That you should be aiming for to like actually really damage them and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a very well made game. It does have some issues. Tim and I have talked about this, but it does utilize Game Guard, which is a anti-cheat that goes down to the kernel level of your system. So if you have any security issues with that,
that's such a big thing right now that people are talking about. But you know what else is a kernel level anti-cheat?
What?
Easy anti-cheat.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think BattleEye also might execute at that level. But the thing about those ones and Game Guard, from what I can tell, is they all turn themselves off.
Right.
So there is no risk if you're not in game.
Yeah.
Unless that program like starts leaving itself open.
Yeah, that's where it gets weird, because I think that's the new anti-cheat that Riot is doing is running all the time.
And the other thing that what people don't realize is, in order for there to be a real risk to you, the end user playing Helldivers 2 using this anti-cheat, there would most likely, not 100%, but there would likely need to be a physical exposure to the system that they're running on, like the actual server, not like internet exposure to it. Like they would have to have physical access, and that's where they could fuck you up. But also, if that happens, there were failures at so many levels.
Yeah. I mean, it's not something that I personally worry about, but I understand why people would feel uncomfortable with that, because not only did you spend a bunch of money on that, your personal computer is utilized for so much things outside of video games. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's also
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I don't.
It's also your work computer, or something like that, and you do a lot of that kind of stuff on there, and you also game on the side from time to time. So like, and you're worried about like people getting access to some of that stuff, or maybe something happens and your whole computer gets wiped. Like I kind of unrealistic fears, but fears nonetheless. I get it. You know what I mean? So just something to be aware of. And then, but that's really all I think is really the controversy with it, is just kind of that. And then it's been a little bit, no pun intended, but it's been a little buggy. But yeah.
It's an ugly world. A bug world.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't been able to play it as much as I would like. I'm off tomorrow, or not tomorrow. I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for the holiday. So I'll probably get some time in over the weekend. But yeah, I just haven't been able to play it a whole lot. But I think it is a lot more fun if you're playing it with people you know than rather than randoms kind of thing. So something.
Yeah, that's definitely the vibe I got. Just like your Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah, it's
playing randoms is fine, but with friends, it goes a lot farther.
Dude, I saw a video. And the caption, it was like a TikTok, and the caption was like, if you have heavy armor, protect your friends. And they were fighting the robot race or whatever. And this dude was wearing heavy armor, and he, no joke, you can like lay out, like jump out flat kind of thing. Or you're going to go prone. He did that, took a fucking bullet straight to the chest, ragdolled, and he took it for his buddy. Like he basically took a bullet for his buddy. Ragdolled, got back up and kept running, dude. Like just kept.
Hell yeah.
It was super dope. I was like,
those
holy
kinds of
shit!
moments,
Yeah,
so dynamic.
Yeah, and and like every mission's like that, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
There's
it's
so
just-
many things happening. Like
Yeah.
there's so much that can happen,
Yeah,
which is really what is it Arrowhead Games?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really their bread and butter. Has
yeah, yeah.
My
so I
my if I had to summarize my experience with Helldivers 2 so far, other than the crashing, I've never played another game where I get to whip out my freedom and just shoot it all over. And that's Helldivers 2. Feel free to use that one.
We'll go back and clip that. Yeah. Jeez. I can't believe that
That's
was a
the review.
premeditated
That's the
clip.
whole review.
Oh my god!
My whole 40 minutes in the game. I get to, that'll be
think-
my Steam review.
I think-
Actually,
I
that's
think-
how I'm gonna write my Steam review.
You should. You honestly
good.
should. Let's see. I have 2.5 hours in it. I haven't been able to play it a whole lot, but it is. You have 52 minutes, sir. But
Oh, I'm sorry. I was off by a whole 12 minutes.
but yeah, man, it's a good time. It really is. I hope you buy it, Justin. And honestly, even if you don't play it with
I'm
me and
going to.
Tim, even if you don't like play with me and Tim, I know you play with the other guys a lot, kind of thing. And
They were
and the other
talking
chat.
about picking it up too.
Yeah, like you guys should get it. I think Shane in there, and how he likes to like very
Shane the team killer, the infamous team killer Shane.
You know what?
This
that
is
game,
the perfect game for Shane, actually.
Yes, dude.
No one can get mad at him because it's just like a natural part of the game, but also it'll just happen at a much higher frequency
Yes.
than it
Yeah.
already is happening, which is already a very high
Oh
frequency.
yeah, Justin. Did you know that you can call in like they call them stratagems?
Sure, like that was in the first game.
Right, but the thing that I like that's really cool is that you do like the little arrows. You do the directional. You have to
Yes.
do them.
Was there a tactical nuke in the first game?
I don't remember.
I don't
so.
remember there being a tactical.
They
There's one of
actually
this-
have yeah. You can shoot the nuke before. I did a mission where I had to arm an ICBM and launch it. Yeah,
Dope.
dude, and it launched, and you see it launch. You do not see the explosion though. I waited, and that was disappointing.
Wait,
but
so it's the arrow keys that you use?
no, you can use WASD.
Oh, thank God.
But
Thank
but it
God.
has.
I didn't
but
want to
it-
have to go to my function level of my keyboard
It's designed to work well,
yeah,
controller. Yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense.
100%, because it's a PlayStation.
Yeah.
yeah. They also have a mini game where you can practice because
Oh, I
someone-
heard that.
Yeah, it's on the ship. You can practice getting the inputs in and stuff like that.
That's
so.
kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought
instead
that
of
was
just
a neat
like having
little
to do
thing.
it in mission.
Yeah, because
You're
once
doing
you,
it under fire though is so fucking
The
stressful.
stress is fun,
yes,
right?
yeah,
I had to do. I was running one of my 2 missions I played. I was solo,
yeah,
and so like the extraction was like, yeah, I'm getting swarmed by
Oh,
bugs.
no.
It's and like under sheer panic, I'm like up, down, left, no, up, down, left, right.
Yeah, I definitely remember moments like that from the first game.
Yeah.
It's so just fun, man.
yeah.
I'll definitely look it up.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about it being a simultaneous PlayStation and PC release?
I hate walled gardens. It's good for the ecosystem in general. Good for
Yeah.
do it
Felt like a
more.
prepared response.
Yeah.
I've been
I
saying
know,
this
right?
for so long though.
I
Like
know.
how many years have I been like, dude, just release your games on PC. You're not gonna sell less copies, you'll sell more. I don't not have a PlayStation because I have a PC. I have a PC because like I like my PC, but like that's not what's preventing me from buying your like I'm just not interested in owning another. And then eventually I did buy one, but like I wouldn't have ever needed to. And they, by the way, that console is sold at a loss. They made no more money for me buying the console. They would have had my money earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have bought Ghost of Tsushima day one if it was on PC. I would have bought God of War Ragnarok day one. Spider-Man would have bought earlier. Same with Murat. Like,
Yeah, I think a lot of people would feel that.
yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's not what's stopping. What was stopping me from buying Sony games wasn't them making money, because me buying that console is not better. Go the Epic route. Make your own marketplace. I don't care how you do it. I will buy a good game. I'll find it.
Yeah, so this is the only downside I see for the multi-plat releases like that, right? Because I got to be the negative Nancy. Is what I do.
Yes.
I want crossplay, or not crossplay, but like the Xbox call it, a Game Anywhere kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or through Game Pass. So, but the issue you run into with games like these, and I'm going to use Diablo 4 as the example. I really liked playing Diablo 4 on my PC, right? Sometimes I want to sit in my recliner and I still want to play Diablo 4. and sometimes finagling it to go from my main monitor to my TV, I would rather just turn on my Xbox or my PlayStation or whatever and just do it that way.
Yeah.
But what do you think the barrier is to that? You have to fucking buy the game again. Right?
Well,
so like
no, if it's so,
no, you have
if
to
it was
buy
an
the game again.
Well, hang on.
Not on Game
Xbox,
Pass. Not on Game
but what I'm
Pass.
saying is, if it's an Xbox, you said Xbox Play Anywhere. So I'm being pedantic, but Play Anywhere is a specific tag that means that like you might have to buy it again. But like, for example, I bought through the Xbox Marketplace Jurassic World Evolution 2 for Logan.
Right.
It's a Play Anywhere title. I didn't have to buy it on PC. I own it through Steam on PC from Humble, but I also own it through the Windows Store and like the Xbox app. I didn't have to buy it twice because it's a Play Anywhere title. So like if it's an actual Play Anywhere title, they'll have cross save with Xbox and PC on a lot of stuff through their servers that are not on Play Anywhere stuff. But Play Anywhere games, you don't have to buy twice.
They should all be playing.
But that's really what it should be, is that if you're gonna sell multi-plat like this for games like Helldivers or games like Diablo, you should only have to buy it once and be able to play it wherever you have it, or like wherever you're available to play it, right? So like, but I can already guarantee you, I probably, because you have to connect your Steam account to your PlayStation. Well, you don't have to, but it tells you to connect your Steam account to your PlayStation account when you start up Helldivers for the first time. And if you haven't done that already, so you do that. I bet you it does have a cross save feature, but I would have to
100%.
rebuy it on PlayStation. So that's like my only. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about with these kind of games, these live service games that you kind of want to play anywhere type thing. Diablo 4, I would have had to do it as well because obviously Diablo 4 only, well, for now it's now owned by Xbox, but. At the time when Diablo 4 released, it was still Activision Blizzard, so it was only on their launcher. If I wanted to play it on my Xbox, I'd have to rebuy it on my Xbox, even though I already know from the open beta that I can hop between the two because the save is existent between. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing.
Frustrating.
Yeah, it's so.
Why
Obviously,
can't we just have Steam on our console?
Oh my god! I saw this. Can I go on a random quick tangent?
Yeah,
I saw a video. Sure. It will be. Somebody got a Linux distro running on a PS3, and they put Steam on there.
Yeah,
perfect.
It didn't work well, but it did work for some games, like Castle Crashers or whatever it was. I was like, "That's so cool!" And then they tried to load up some other stuff. I go, "That's so bad!"
Oh no! Just
but like
the hardware.
The fact that it worked at all is marvelous, and just another testament to that these are just.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like Steve's never made a foray into the console market, right? You had I forget what they're called.
The Steam machines.
Steam machines, yeah. So the precursor to the Steam Deck, really. Helped them work out the kinks, I feel like, for the Steam Deck. So, but yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of the only downside I see with that kind of stuff. I still think that those multi-plat type games should be case-to-case basis, for a lot of that stuff. Unless they're going to go like full bore with it, you know what I mean, and allow you to just buy it once and then play. Especially if we're going into the future where games are going to be $100 a pop. Like if that's the future that we're heading towards, I just want to.
I might need a new hobby.
Yeah,
$70 is already stretching it.
No, I understand, but when Spider-Man costs $200 and whatever $1 million to make, you know what I mean, and that's just one AAA title, not including whatever Ghost of Tsushima 2 or I don't know, name a fucking PlayStation exclusive or Xbox exclusive.
Bigger games, bigger budgets, bigger player base.
I mean, we already know that GTA 6 is going to be $100. Like, nobody's under the illusion that it's not going to be $100.
I don't think it's going to be $100.
It will have a $100 edition.
No,
it will have a $100 edition.
It will 100% be $100 when it releases. I am telling you now.
Record the date.
I've been saying this. That game is going to be $100 on release. And you want to hear something crazy that was just slipped into SkillUp's roundup today? GTA 5 sold 5 million copies like a month ago.
What?
Oh, like it just hit that number.
No, No, GTA 5
No,
is
last month.
no in a month.
Yeah, that's what I said. Last month,
Wow.
it sold 5 million
What the
copies.
fuck?
Dude, it is the
Why?
most bought
There's a
piece
there's a
piece of
PlayStation.
entertainment in human history.
Well, and there was a PlayStation 5 port last year.
How many? Yeah,
Um,
hold on.
I don't think they did an Xbox Series port. I think the one copy just got like, because Xbox is free upgrades all the time, but like on
Is it just like the roleplay online community that pushes these
I have no
sales?
idea.
What's the deal?
Dude, this game.
I've never played
holy
5.
shit! Holy
Okay, Cody, I am going to
190.
say this. So to break even,
Yeah.
if it costs them let's go with 200 million. Let's keep it a nice even number for math purposes, right?
Yeah.
I know it's 200 something million. PlayStation only has to sell 3 million copies to break even on Spider-Man. Now, I know that they're not trying to break even on it, but if they sell 20 million copies, which is probably more what they're going to sell, but like the math, there's 200 million divided by 70. I'm not even going with next gen. I'm going with current gen pricing, $70. They need to sell 2.857 million copies to break even.
Right,
And
but that's
for
they don't
Spider-Man, that's not
they
hard.
don't care about like I don't. That's not enough. Like they want more profit, Tim. Like what?
Right, but let's say they're not gonna sell 2.8 million. They're gonna sell 10 times that.
Yeah, that's you still think they're Tim, we just went through a pandemic.
I understand that they're
like,
greedy bastards. I
right,
understand
like,
that. I
that's
understand
how-
that profits are all time high. Like profit is all time high, revenue is all time high, and yet somehow we're not making enough money, so we have to cut like thousands of industry jobs because greedy fuckfaces at the top of the industry need bigger contracts because goddamn reasons. Like I get all of that, but I'm going off of a real perspective. They don't need.
They don't need to, but they will. They will.
Well,
they're already doing it now. Like Diablo 4 was the first game that I know of off the top of my head that really did it. When they're like, hey, $100 or no, $90. It was 3 days early access, and you could play earlier, right?
Oh,
$100
I can definitely see the early access.
The battle pass. This is them just easing it into everybody's brain, and then it's just
GTA
that's
6,
all it is. That's all it
if GTA 6 has an online mode and a battle pass for it, and that's included with it, but like I still think you're gonna have your basic.
I don't. I think it's gonna be gone by then because it's releasing next year. I think is when it's projected to come out. But I just want to say, GTA 5 has sold 190 million units. Like. It's fucking insanity. Like, absolute insanity. So, anyways.
Pal World's coming for that.
I mean, dude, they sold that over...
It's insane to think that a game that originally released on PC, Xbox 360, and PS3 just sold another 5 million copies for its online mode.
Was it for real on 360?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. It was one of the last 360 games.
Justin, I want you to understand. It realized before I went. It came out before I went to Afghanistan.
That's insane.
I went to Afghanistan in. No, I left for training in like.
It was one of the last
June 2014 or something like that.
360, Xbox 360, PS3.
Yeah,
and then it was ported to the 4 and the 1 in March.
Weird as hell, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely insanity.
It's the Skyrim.
No.
Skyrim, but more people buy it somehow.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's outstripped Skyrim. I would assume. I don't know.
I'm curious on that.
Yeah, you should look that up actually. I just wanted to.
How many are we counting special edition in that? Is that a different SKU?
I would just say all time. I mean. Well, Tim's looking that up. It shouldn't take him too long. I just wanted to go over real quick because we're talking about Sony and being greedy bastards and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So I put this in the chat, and I know you guys don't pay attention to this as much because Justin watches anime, but I feel like I'm the primary anime watcher out of us three.
I don't know if this thing. I don't know if that includes special edition 60 million.
I mean, I think that would sound kind of right. Probably doesn't include all the ones that you can buy on the fridge, but you know. Just kidding. Anyways, so Sony. All right, I'm gonna back this all the way up. So like a few years ago, like 2018 time frame, Sony bought Funimation, which was one of the biggest ways to legally watch anime in the Western market, right? Because you can't get Funimation and Crunchyroll and all those kind of things in Japan. Like they're not available locally. Sony bought Funimation, right? I want to say it was towards the end of 2021. I haven't looked up these dates. Sony then also bought the biggest way to watch anime in the Western market, which was Crunchyroll. And what they did immediately is they were like, hey, we're going to shut down Funimation. And they gave like a date, right? Like they were going to shut down Funimation in the future, and they gave like a date. When they originally bought Crunchyroll had an option where you could watch even the newest anime series. If you're willing to wait an additional week, you could basically be 1 week behind and watch every episode for free. You did not have to subscribe to anything. As soon as Sony had control of both Funimation and Crunchyroll, that free option went away. Okay? Right? So, and I was like, oh, that sucks, but obviously they want to turn all the free watchers into subscribers. Understandable, because the lowest tier to subscribe to Crunchyroll is like $8. Right? So it's not like an end of the world subscription kind of thing. Funimation also,
not too bad.
Funimation also it was around $8. Like it was comparable. It was whatever. And if you liked Funimation, at least you knew plenty of lead time that Funimation was eventually going to be going away. So it gave you plenty of time to like, hey, I'm going to switch over to Crunchyroll and start watching stuff over there. Well, just the other day, Funimation, or they announced the official sunset date of Funimation, which would be April 1st. I think it was April 1st, 2024. Right?
Fucked up day.
Yeah. April Fools. Anyways. Oh man. Excuse me. So April 1st, 2024. Right? They're gonna sunset Funimation. In addition to the fact that if you've bought any kind of digital media on Funimation over I don't know how long Funimation's been around. It's been around for a hot minute. Wow. Right? Yeah, it's like a long time. Like since we were kids. That's how long Funimation. It not always as a streaming service, but that's how long it's been around.
I think they published the Dragon Ball tapes I had on VHS. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Whenever we watched Dragon Ball Z, whenever we watched Dragon Ball Z on Toonami and all that other shit, it was Funimation's version because it was the dub or whatever, right? So Funimation been around for a very long time. Anyways, when they announced that it's sunsetting 1 April 2024, if you bought anything digital through them, so if you bought like an anime series, an anime movie, an OVA or anything, they told you to get fucked. You're not transferring that stuff. It won't transfer to Crunchyroll. Oh, that's and insane. Then on top of this, the annual subscription for Crunchyroll is going. So Funimation's, if you're a legacy customer, we were trying to figure this out earlier. If you're a legacy customer, it was like $55.
Yeah, legacy like pre-2021, I think.
Yeah, probably before they bought Funimation or before they bought Crunchyroll. Mm-hmm. Was $55. Your annual subscription is literally being doubled to $100 a year if you want to continue to watch anime on Crunchyroll. Okay, and so, and I'm not joking, and I talked about this a little bit, right? Because I know we're not really an anime thing, but I said that Sony having a monopoly on the anime industry in the Western market is not a good thing. I was like, this is bad. Nothing bad has happened yet, but this is bad. Like, there's nothing good that's going to come out of this, right? Well, this is nothing good that's coming out of this, and this is why, and I have concerns. And we're going to find out tomorrow if my concerns are valid or not. But last week when we were talking about Xbox, and if how much they pull out of the market and being that competition for Sony, because this is how greedy Sony will be. This is what they will do. They will get rid of any free options to be able to see this, to see the anime, right? Any cheap ways to do that, and then they will double the fucking price to do the same thing you were doing. Like, it's absolute insanity. And I don't blame, like, I'm not going to advocate to be pirates, but I'm not going to say that people have that much money to fucking watch anime. Like, it's like,
if you
just
bought
kicking
things
people.
through Funimation, do you not have the option to download them?
No,
it's like you buy
can,
the license to stream it.
Yeah, yeah.
Better get really familiar with how to record things. Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, no,
Yeah.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Like it's straight shit. So this is where, like, my fears are with lack of competition in the video game space, because we're literally watching the, like, worst case scenario play out in a different market right now. So, because there's nothing, their only real competition is High Dive, right? High Dive doesn't, it is an anime streaming service. It's only about $5 a month. I do have a High Dive account because they have a couple anime that are really popular.
Anime subscription? Okay.
Anyway,
He's just asking if you have every anime.
I mean, there's
The conclusion is yes.
Yeah, there's two.
Now, yeah.
Yeah.
There's three. There's soon to be two.
Well, I unsubbed from Funimation after I did what most people would do when I found out Funimation was getting closed down. I just unsubbed from Funimation and just subbed to Crunchyroll, and then eventually I found High Dive, and High Dive, what the fuck am I gonna say? High Dive has one in particular very, very popular anime. It's called The Eminence in Shadow. Sorry, I'm still kind of sick. And that's the main reason why I have that subscription. It's had some other, like, decent anime on there, but it's just it is not a real competitor. Like, it exists like Netflix has anime, or like Hulu has anime. They're there, but if you want, like, a main source, if you're just looking to watch anime, Crunchyroll is where you would go. So it's just like this crazy monopoly. And I know Sony, like, if anybody were to challenge them, Sony would be like, well, Netflix, Hulu, whatever, Paramount, I don't know who all has anime, but they all have anime. Like, we don't have anime. Yeah. Like, I don't know if Paramount actually has. I'm just naming off random subscription services at this point. And then they'll probably point to High
Discovery
Dive.
Plus.
Yeah, like, it's just, I don't know. That's where my fears are at, right? That's kind of where I'm like, this is bad.
Yeah. This is kind of the thing that people talked about when video games moved away from physical media to digital media. It's like, okay, you have 1 billion games on Steam. What happens if Steam goes away?
Yeah. I will be.
I
will be very upset. It's what
happens.
What will happen?
What happens when dies?
When what?
Gaben.
Yeah. That's a legitimate
like,
fear.
He's like such a force for good.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's guided Steam in a direction to don't fuck the consumer so many times.
Yep.
And I just wonder if our Lord and Savior not there no more, what do?
Well, he's never gonna die, so don't worry.
Yeah. He'll be a cyborg before any of us.
Probably.
We hope.
He'll install Linux into his brain.
It's him or Elon. I don't know.
Yeah.
So if Elon does it, he's going to look like a Cybertruck. So I'm not sure that's a good idea.
So, Cody, you're looking at kind of what's happening with Sony and Crunchyroll, and are you kind of like thinking about how that's going to go for, like, Xbox pulling out of the hardware market, kind of? Or
if my worry is, and like I said, we'll find out tomorrow, and this could all just end up being nonsensical nonsense, like, and I'm just a worrywart, you know what I mean? There is a very fine thread that or like point that Xbox needs to make tomorrow, because if they do this wrong, they will harm their brand to the point that it won't really matter what what hardware they come out with, because nobody's going to want to involve themselves in the ecosystem. You know what I mean? Like, why would I involve myself in that ecosystem when I can just do, like, when I still get all the same benefits over here and I get more? You get what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
I
if
see what
I
you're saying
get
about like the hardware aspect. Like, I'm not going to buy an Xbox, but I'm still
Right.
going to participate in the ecosystem through like Game Pass on my PC.
I mean, potentially, like, Game Pass still has to release good games, right? And right now, I feel like they're being uplifted. Persona 3 Reloaded, I think, is what the new one, the remake, was called. That's a big boon. Obviously, Power World's a big boon, even though it had issues. Like, Power World had enough issues to the point that when we all decided we were going to play it together, I just bought it for both of you.
Yeah,
because I was just like, we're just going to play the Steam
Xbox
version because
was all fucked up,
right? Because it was not good, kind of thing. So it's just like,
I don't. While I understand the problems that Xbox is their architecture caused for Pal World, I don't necessarily blame Xbox for a bad port, because it's not really.
I don't necessarily blame Xbox, but it doesn't mean that it's not also not their
Correct.
problem.
It doesn't make it a smoother experience.
Right, kind of thing. So it's just one of those things. Like, yeah, Xbox could have released a handheld, and I'd be like, well, I have a Steam Deck, and you're very much of put your thing on every screen. Like, that's what's kind of been coming out today. Is there? I guess Phil Spencer and them, they had an internal meeting, and that was, I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was Phil Spencer. I could be wrong, but they had an internal meeting, and that was kind of the message. And they put Pal World on a bunch of different screens, like in the meeting, kind of thing. So, like, if you're gonna put it on a bunch of different screens, then I think what a lot of people will probably end up doing, instead of holding a subscription all the time, I think they'll probably do more what you've done, Justin, and they'll subscribe when there's something comes out that they want, and then unsubscribe when they're done utilizing it.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not getting, like, if the quality of the games is not consistent, which to this point it hasn't been, like, Starfield had a good initial release. The long term so far, right, has been kind of mixed as we've gone along.
Yeah.
Right.
I
enjoyed
Game Pass pipeline was looking really good, and then it all kind of fell apart.
100%, right? And so, like, Redfall, like, it had a lot of red flags coming out. I tried to speak well about it. It bit me in the ass, kind of thing. Starfield came out. It came out decent. I had a good time in Starfield. I kind of treated it the same way I did Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was super broken and shit when it came out. I put 50 hours in it, and I basically put it down. I didn't have a reason to go back. And now Cyberpunk's fixed. I'm sure Starfield will be fine in the future. But, like, what does that pipeline look like? And are those games going to be consistently good? Because if they're not, then Game Pass isn't the value that they say it is. You know what I mean? Like, if you are, would you rather that money go directly to the indie devs that you're basically supporting Game Pass for, or would you still want to pay Xbox at that point? You get what I'm saying?
It depends on who you are too, though, because us all have, again, a big library. We already have owned Skyrim forever. Yeah. There are people playing Skyrim through Game Pass that did not buy the game.
Right, there's a value to the wider, older library.
Right, so, like, I think for the hardcore market that buys all their games, you're absolutely right. But I think for the general consumer who Xbox is trying to expand to, they're trying to get it on your iPhone. And I think too. Right, I think it's interesting that you mentioned that they had an internal meeting today, because, again, this is something that Phil Spencer has gone. He went on the Kind of Funny podcast a year ago, and this is what he said. He's been saying this in every opportunity he's been given, that we want to get Xbox Game Pass on more. We want every device to be an Xbox. But like they were looking.
The problem, the only problem I have with that is they're doing it at the detriment of their own brand, in my opinion. Like, they finally have the horses to build up their own brand to be an actual competitive force against in like an actual console market, not just the games, right? But, like, something to actually drive their consoles and have more people want to buy them. And they're just totally abandoning ship on that right as they got, really, it seems like, everything they would need. Like, they fucking own Call of Duty. Like how that isn't that Call of Duty's. I know we talked about it. Madden and FIFA and them are system sellers. Call of Duty's a system seller. You know what I mean? Like
they don't have Call of Duty if they make it exclusive though. That was part of the whole stipulation. That's part of the whole reason they were able to acquire Active.
Right, but they don't have to make it exclusive. They can have special things on their version of Call of Duty. Like it's no different than
PlayStation did for a time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no different than that. It's no different than when Soul Calibur came out back in the day, and you could get Yoda on the Xbox version. You got like Darth Vader on the PlayStation version or whatever, right? Like Xbox can do that. They can influence people to now go buy their shit, and they're like, nah, we're like, this is what it seems to be, right? They're just like, no.
Xbox just trying to take like the pro consumer route and it just shooting them in the foot?
I think so.
Yeah. I do. I think it's taking it just a step too far. I think the original plan that they've talked about for a long time has been correct. I don't really have a problem with like Game Pass going to PlayStation or Nintendo or something like that. But as somebody who is invested in their consoles and their ecosystem for a very, very long time, like I will be irritated if I've been doing all that and I could have just had a fucking PlayStation from the start and eventually got all the same benefits of not having to buy their box. You know, like that's always going to be the end game issue for anybody who's bought their console. So what we say, 25 million people? Like that's a lot of people. Like, I don't know.
I do think it's interesting there's less people.
It's less people than what?
That have Game Pass. You find that?
Well, I think you do. I think you do. How many people have Game Pass now? What is it? 30 million?
Over 33 million.
Yeah.
Last time. Because remember, they were over $1 billion. Is that?
I actually just thought about that. Was it 25 million just Series X consoles, or was it both?
I would assume it's both.
Because I would think it's not, because the Series.
You would think it's just Series X. I don't think the Series X has sold 20. No, they have sold more Series S than they have Series X because it's the bang for buck value king.
Right, it's bang for buck. Yeah, I don't know.
That's what you buy for your kids if they want a console and they're not ready. They're not old enough to know the difference between that and having a PS5. Like I know because I ran a video game store. Like I sold the shit out of the Series S because people wanted something cheap that was current gen. Or I sold the shit out of the PS5 because they wanted that premium option. And unfortunately for the Series X, it was in that in between where like it competes and is equivalent to a PS5 as far as performance. But if you were gonna buy that, like people weren't really picking the Series X over the PS5 most of the time. I sold some, I bought one, right? Like there were definitely people buying them, but the frequency with which I sold the Series S because little Johnny wants a new console and grandma doesn't know what to buy him was so much higher than the Series X. Yeah. And it doesn't hurt that it's almost half the price of the other two.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's the X and S is here, IGN has it at 27 million. But yeah, it's still not better.
And I would imagine that it's a little over half. Like it's probably 60-40, those are Series S's, not X's. If not higher, I mean, it could be 70-30.
Yeah, the more we talk about that, it surprises me, kind of thing. So, I don't know. I mean,
this is the problem that Xbox has already, is that they are the value brand, right? They're and I don't mean that as a compliment. I mean that as like they're the great value. They're the Shasta soda, right? Like people buy the shit out of that stuff, but it's not their favorite. They buy it because it's there and it's cheaper, right? And it's not bad. It's fine, right? Like that's where they are positioned right now, which is why I think, and they're already selling the consoles at a loss. They're not selling them as often as they are a PS5 or even their cheaper console. So where do you go from here as a business? Okay, you got to get your games on more screens.
Yeah, see, but that's the thing. The whole reason why you're behind in that race to begin with is because you've had all these years where you didn't have a catalog. Now you have a catalog. So, like I should say you potentially have a catalog if you're releasing good games and stuff like that. But you do already
They've got all these studios.
Right, they have
but Game Pass is still dry as hell.
Kind of, right? Like I don't boot up Game Pass. My wife does. Like, and that's the main reason I keep it. And I started talking to my wife. I was like, can I just get rid of it on the Xbox? Like, do you want it? Because she just plays Jurassic Park 2 on my computer when I'm not on here. Like that's like I've been a long time subscriber, but like just kind of looking at it realistically, like that's all we really play on there. I was happy. I don't know. I feel like Game Pass is more of a right now has been more of a testing ground for things like Pal World, right? Like get in there, try out Pal World. I like Pal World. I'm gonna go buy the Steam version. Than it is to live in that ecosystem a whole lot. You know what I mean? So, but I know Tim is on the other end of that, right? He bought Jurassic Park 2 and his son plays between the PC and the Xbox, or, kind of whatever, so it's
like
just...
he played it through Game Pass forever. Yeah, and then I bought it for him for Christmas because he wanted to be able to play it on computer. And I was like, well, you can, but like also I don't know this is going to be on Game Pass. Turns out it is. It's just on Game Pass perpetually. But then he also like I bought him the last 2 pieces of DLC that he didn't for this past Christmas, which was one was another like pack of like different dinosaurs and vehicles and stuff like that. I was cool with that. The other one was the deluxe edition upgrade. It was just skin. Yeah. But he was adamant that he needed.
And do you get discounts on those for being subscribed?
Yeah, you get discounts for buying things through Game Pass.
Little boon.
Well, it depends on the thing. Sometimes it's higher. But yeah, it's like 10% minimum.
It's generally 10%. If it's leaving Game Pass, it's normally higher.
And it's not everything that I buy through the Xbox that I get a discount.
Right.
Yeah.
But like there's a lot of things that I get a discount. So but like I don't know, and we don't own Minecraft. Well, I do for the 360 now. Yeah. But like I don't own Minecraft beyond that. So like that's how he plays Minecraft. That's how he plays a lot of games. So I didn't buy Pal World on Xbox because he's playing it through Game.
Yeah. That's funny. But that's I maybe that attributes to my point a little bit. Me and you were the main gamers, hardcore gamers, and we don't generally play through Game Pass.
Right, but also it does solidify, but it also solidifies my point a little bit because we're not the target audience for what they're going for right now.
They're maligning the hardcore audience in this whole picture, right? And that's the audience that got you to where you are now. You know what I mean?
I don't know if they are because, like, to slightly counteract your point, you could already have been doing that on PC. Like, you're like, why would I do that if I can just have a PS5? You can already do that with your PC.
What, play those games?
All of
that's not in your living room.
It can be.
It's not though.
Mine is. I'm not the typical use case. I have a home theater PC.
Yeah, I was going to say, you are the worst example.
I'm weird. I'm a bad example. I just...
You have a gaming laptop. Yeah, you have a gaming laptop. Do you still have the gaming laptop with the broken screen up in your bedroom?
No.
Okay, all right. Like, let's not...
Now the use case. That's where the Steam Deck dock is. Okay. That's where I dock my Steam Deck.
Okay, but yeah,
I'm still not the good use case. I have a PS5. I have a Switch that I don't play, but my wife does. I have every Xbox, literally. I have fucking, I don't know, three gaming PCs that are used regularly, plus my Steam Deck, which is just another gaming PC. I'm not a good example.
No.
But also, like, I'm not who they're trying to draw in. I have 1,300 games in my Steam library.
Yeah.
I have my own Game Pass, and I don't.
I get it, but I still don't. I don't know. I just can't imagine. So, like, use this as another example. Do you think PlayStation would have came out with their PS Plus and their almost version of Game Pass if Xbox weren't pushing them to do so? No. So what happens when Xbox is not around to continue to push
Xbox
Sony
isn't going anywhere.
That they are. They're going digital. They're going fully digital. Is how this is going to end up playing out.
That's the rumor is already that the next Switch might be fully digital. Now
Like
that's
video
not
games?
verified.
I
Yeah.
don't think that the Nintendo. I think Nintendo would be the last one to go fully digital. Honestly,
You'd think. I mean, PlayStation's already going in that direction with the add-on. It wouldn't surprise me if Xbox's next generation is fully digital, but you can buy an add-on so you can play your old. The PS6 and the Xbox Series, whatever we'll call it the 720 for the meme, right? Well, the Xbox 720 and its XBoy Advance. We haven't even talked about that.
The XBoy Advance.
We called the stream XBoy Advance. We haven't talked about the hardware.
I figured
Tim's gonna
would
buy an XBoy Advance.
I figured this would
best-
just naturally get us there.
Which here it is.
Yeah.
My favorite part about all of these rumors is it has resulted in supposed leaks of what the next gen Xbox systems will be, which will be one main console that's designed to hook up to your TV that'll push everything at a super high frame rate and be what the Series X is. And then one that will be a lower power version, like the Series S, dockable.
Yeah.
Like a Nintendo Switch. XBoy Advance. I am buying that.
Okay, but do we want that?
Yeah.
Do we?
I've wanted a handheld Xbox for so long.
Look at the Switch. Look at the Switch.
Look at the Series S. The Series S is already a cut down, lower power piece of hardware that has roughly the same power, power envelope as a ROG Ally.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, look at what they've done. Look at what's happened with the Switch. Okay,
the Switch is a bad example. Look at handheld gaming PC. Look at the direction that those are going, because your whatever the handheld Xbox is going to be less akin to a Switch and more akin to a Steam Deck. Now, not everything that comes out runs well on the Steam Deck right away. Why don't you believe that?
Because
they're
things that come out on the Series S also don't run well. There's a reason why Baldur's Gate 3 did not release on Xbox at the same time as it did everything else. Like,
we're talking the next gen system.
Next gen systems are not like it's lower powered, lowered versions aren't always a good thing, and it creates complications. Like we've seen this entire generation of Xbox, and developers have come out and said this has caused complications with our development so that we can accommodate putting it on the Series X and the Series S same day and date. Like, that issue probably doesn't go away in the next generation.
That depends on the hardware. So they're already partnering with AMD for a custom APU. Like, it's already happened. And by the way, so is PlayStation, allegedly. Yeah, allegedly, PlayStation is also doing the same thing. The difference being Xbox already has that architecture in place.
Yeah.
Because they had to do a similar thing for the for the Series S.
Right.
PlayStation hasn't made a true handheld since the Vita. And that was not an AMD chip. So there's no architecture in place literally from a software or hardware perspective.
Right, but PlayStation has made an actual handheld and Xbox has not.
The Portal is not a... Are you talking about...
I'm talking about the Vita. Yeah, the Vita and the Vita 2.
They have, but what I'm saying is from a current games perspective.
Right.
PlayStation is further away from making some, even though they've done it before and they did it very well. And the Vita is one of the best handheld consoles ever made. That's not that I'm not saying that they can't do it. Yeah. I'm saying today, of the two, one of them is positioned to make a handheld sooner than later, and it's not Sony. That doesn't mean they won't do it, and it doesn't mean that their handheld won't be better, because it very well could be. But right now, today, Xbox has experience with two different power profiles for running the same game between the Series X and the Series S. PlayStation, a Vita copy was never the same as a PS4 or PS3 copy.
No, it was not. No,
totally different.
It was
like
its own,
right
now
its
own ecosystem. Yeah,
right. And also, I do think it's hilarious that it's not hilarious in like a haha, I'm gonna laugh at you kind of way, but it is hilarious to me that I am hearing the same thing from developers. Oh, it's really hard to develop for these different SKUs. You already have this problem. They've had this problem as long as PCs have existed. Because how many different hardware configurations it's why PC ports are so hard to nail. They're like, yeah, we can't test every single configuration of PCs. So, sorry. Like we
Right.
didn't.
I think that's a little bit different when the Series X configuration is not changing. It's static, and we're how many years into this life cycle, and they still have problems with it. Like there's an issue trying to make these AAA games as those powered down versions. Like that's the problem. I'm not saying that a handheld isn't a good idea.
I think it's a great.
But
idea.
I'm also saying that looking at the one other game like video game company that has created a handheld that's been around since 2017, and all we do is bitch about it outside of a couple games every year.
The biggest difference between that and a Switch is was already running on old hardware when it came out.
Right.
So like,
but once again, your comparison is the Series S, which isn't running on old hardware and is still creating issues. So
it still runs better than the Switch. Also, though, I want you to imagine this for a second. This isn't gray. This has an Xbox screen on it. This isn't gray. It's translucent black. This is an Xbox logo instead of the little GameSir button, and we have green button. Tell me you don't want it. You're a liar.
No, I think if they do it right, an Xbox handheld would be cool. I'm not saying it's not. But if they go that direction, I can probably get all that same stuff on my Steam Deck. So why would I buy the handheld?
Or on an ROG Ally.
Yeah. Right. So why would I buy the handheld? Like, it doesn't matter what they do. If they go that direction, it's already going to be available somewhere else, so I don't care. If I want it, I'll just buy it somewhere else. By
the time it comes out, you're looking at a new handheld PC. You're not looking at
I'm probably looking at
Steam Deck.
Yeah, I'm probably looking at my Steam Deck too, is what I'm looking at.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like I'll just stick with Steam because it already has my Steam library. Like what is the incentive to jump to that handheld? There isn't one. As of right now.
Again though, Target.
I still don't think they're gonna draw a lot of people. If they're already having issues with the power down versions, putting it on a handheld, while it seems cool, doesn't fix that issue. Anybody who's been paying attention to that, like, understands that. Like, I don't know. I hope they nail it.
I see what you're saying, because I mean, obviously, it is a challenge to develop for something that's lower spec, and then you're looking at the audience of people, and it's like, here, buy this Xbox handheld instead of the Steam Deck or the ROG whatever or whatever other equivalents there are. It does feel like maybe that will be quite a niche market to try to market to.
Right. Even if it's a casual, I mean, even if they're casual, the Steam Deck came out onto the fucking scene and just blew up the market, and that's why we've seen all these other fucking companies come out with Steam Deck equivalents over the last few years. And so it's not like it's unknown. You can be a casual and know what the fuck a Steam Deck is, or an Ally, or a Lenovo. Like, isn't Lenovo one of them now? Like, they're all over
the Legion Go. I do think it's funny though that, like, I'm not the only. I work in a tech store, right? And I'm not the only one in my tech store who has a handheld gaming PC. And that still hasn't stopped employees who work at the tech store that are around this shit every day asking somebody, is that a Switch? Is that a Switch? No, we sell this, man. It's a Legion Go. It's right out there in the laptop section. Oh, yeah. I thought that was a Nintendo Switch.
Well, that's because the Switch has been around so long. The Switch has been around, almost 10 years? We're going on?
I just think it's hilarious.
8 years?
I work in a store where we sell this thing. We sell the Lenovo Legion Go. Yeah. Right? Like, it's on display in 2 different spots. We all did training on. And the other day, I'm watching one of my BYO guys sitting there with his Legion Go. Somebody walks in the break room, and they're like, is that a Switch? Is that a Nintendo Switch?
Would it have been different if he said is it an ROG Ally? Or if he asked if it was a Steam Deck?
What do you mean?
Well, I guess
he's asking if it's a Switch because he doesn't know what they are.
He missed his training, dude.
We don't sell the other one.
I'm just saying, I think a lot more people, by the time Xbox gets their handheld out, because to be fair to the handheld market, the newer ones, what are we like 2-3 years into it? By the time Xbox gets their handheld out, we're gonna be getting what 6, 7, 8, 9 years into that new handheld market. People are gonna know what the fuck a Legion Go is at that point. Like, it's gonna be getting close to a decade. Not maybe. Like, I understand people are stupid, but people, like, if they want to know, they'll know.
I'm gonna back you up. I'm gonna back you up to the first part of that sentence. People are stupid.
So Xbox
I'm no
is relying.
exception.
So
Tim,
Tim's
you're right.
argument.
No one's going to buy the Xbox handheld. Thank you.
I will.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I think there's an uphill climb here. I do. I hope that tomorrow they they thread the needle kind of thing, and
Needle
they put
thread.
Yeah, they put everybody's fears to rest, and it doesn't. But like, there's a real, as of right now, like, potential that this could go really sideways, I think, for them, publicly, like PR wise, right? What that turns into long term, we won't really know, kind of thing. But I know what Sony will do, because they're doing it in the anime industry. They'll fuck you. That's what they'll do.
They do not miss those opportunities.
They do not. They do not. They will be like, hey, guys. Anyways, one last thing before we leave. We can just say, EA, you're stupid. And why are you stupid? Because you released a single-player game in between Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield, which are the two biggest single-player games that came out last year, outside of Hogwarts Legacy. And then blamed said single... Yeah, it came out in between. It came out literally in between those two.
Which game are you talking about?
Avernum?
Yeah.
Oh, Immortals of Avium?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that one.
I forgot that one
weird
existed.
named one, first person magic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, first person magic shooter that was okay. Yeah, it's totally because single player games suck, and not because you released it at a bad time and it wasn't the greatest game. It was a 7 out of 10.
This is my impression of EA.
I did everything right and they still indicted me. I did everything right and the gamers didn't buy my game.
Oh my god. Yeah, so EA is complaining that they dumped 100 EA and I think EA is complaining, but between EA and the developer, they dumped $125 million into that game. Absolute insanity.
It wasn't into the marketing, so that's good.
No, it was not, which probably means it would have cleared 200 million, like we were talking about earlier.
But also, like, let's not market our game. Let's release a game at the worst time of the year to release a game, not market it at all, and then complain that people didn't.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, like, and now they're like, this is why we only make live service games and stuff like that. It's like, get fucked. Like, this is why we release Madden every year. You know what? Fuck you. Madden would be a better product if you released it at minimum every other year.
Yeah,
so
if it actually was that's like the one
cycle. Yes,
the one that I go, make it live service. That makes sense.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Sports games should be live service. Should have been a long time ago, but they won't do it. It's the fucking most ass backwards thing on the goddamn planet. Like, at least in the gaming industry, right? Like, just
it's so goofy.
Charge me $30 for the roster. If I want it, I'll buy it. If I don't, I won't. And I'll just continue to play what the fuck I got. You know what I mean? But god damn, dude, like.
I was trying to find sales numbers for Jedi Survivor because they released that as well last year,
right?
But I don't actually see any
Jedi
numbers
Survivor
for it.
2?
So, no,
Jedi
Fallen Order was the first one.
Oh,
I get so confused by the title.
All I saw is like there was an article saying it sold over 1 million units, but it doesn't actually have a solid. It says over 1 million. Cool. Yeah. And then I found the physical sales in Japan. I was like, that's helpful. 16,000 copies. Okay. But that's also like not helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, single player titles are not bad. Baldur's Gate 3, obviously.
Right.
Shows.
Yeah.
EA is just EA.
Starfield, Zelda, Baldur's Gate 3 were 3 of the top selling games, and Hogwarts Legacy were the 4 of the top selling games last year they're all single player with Baldur's Gate also being co-op. So like, get bent, EA. That's not accurate.
Get good.
Like, yeah, we get it. It's not Madden. It's not FIFA. It's not COD. Sorry that you sold a shitty version of Battlefield that didn't sell.
Yeah.
That's, it's not. You make a good single player game, people will buy it. You also made Dead Space. How many copies did that sell?
Oh,
Probably not
a
as
good
many as
amount.
it should have, but a good amount.
yeah. I don't think it sold as many as it should have, but it was a really good remake.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it. Dead Space. I haven't finished it. I haven't played it all the way through for the remake. Oh my!
Yeah.
I didn't think Dead Space could still scare me.
Yeah.
I didn't yell yabba dabba do, but I did
2 million
enjoy my time
copies for Dead Space.
which is not horrible.
Wait, hold on. Steam community. Oh, they expected 5 million sales. They only sold 2 million. I guess.
Well, if Capcom did it, they would have sold a lot more. They're the masters of the remake.
But speaking of, hey, Justin, we were arguing about these fucking consoles and stuff earlier. Did you buy a PS5?
Not yet, but I'm gonna because I want to play Final Fantasy
Okay,
VII
so
Rebirth.
I have a question for you with that. Did you see that is supposed to become multiplat a few months after it releases?
5 months after? 3 months? I can't wait. I'm not gonna wait.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I did see that. I did.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Is
did
that
see
confirmed? Is it going to PC after?
Skillet brought it
Well,
up today.
well,
Yeah.
In the
Okay.
video for the game,
Yeah.
they had a little thing at the end that said exclusive to PS5 until at least, what was it, like May something?
Yeah. It was sometime in May.
When does it come out?
Late this month.
So 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I mean, look how long it took for 15 or 16 to come out on a different platform.
Didn't it release on PC at launch?
No.
Oh,
You don't
that's
remember
cool.
Justin going, "You both have PS5s and neither of you are buying this. I fucking hate you."
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I
don't
do,
remember.
because I kind of felt bad, but it didn't like grab my attention. I was just like, it looks like a flashy Final Fantasy game, and I honestly,
Yeah.
it reviewed okay, but I was pretty happy I didn't buy it at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I thought
I was
the-
really excited about it, and then I cooled on it, and now I don't care.
Yeah. No, well, because the fucking fights like with what are they called? Just so you know what I'm talking
Kaiju.
about. Yeah, kaiju.
What did
yeah.
they call them in there? Eidolons, I think they
Yeah,
call them.
yeah, whatever the fuck they. Yeah, those that looked dope as fuck. It was the everything else between that.
Yeah, the action game elements looked amazing, but it sounded
Yeah.
like there was a lot of bullshit crafting you had to do in between.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, but I hope this. Well, I don't have to hope. They already did one part of the remake. It was fantastic.
It was
right?
fucking baller.
Yeah. So this will be good. So if you're really not willing to wait, but I just wanted to throw that out there for you. If you,
I
if
do
you hadn't
appreciate
heard yet.
that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Save your
it
$500
is
bucks.
potentially going multi-plat 3 months or so after.
Oh, wasn't it you who was pissed off at PlayStation actually recently because they got rid of the
Literally,
old
when I
digital-
was looking at
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
was looking at systems, I got mad again because remember how when the PS5 came out, it
Yeah.
was like $400 for the digital edition,
Yeah.
and then like $500 for the disc drive version,
Yeah.
and then they brought out the new slim models,
Yeah.
and it's still $500 for the disc edition, but the digital edition is $450 now.
Oh, and if you want to buy the disc add-on, because you can buy that.
It's $70.
Yeah, it's $70, so it's more expensive. You're not saving anything.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I hate Sony so much.
dude. Honestly, with
But
your,
I'm buying it.
with your PS4 games,
I'm buying it.
I would maybe just buy a disc because you've got play.
I'm not gonna play those.
You're not gonna play
He
your
says
PS4 games?
Hell no, dude.
He's
Well, he
like,
does have.
"Fuck 'em."
He also does
That's
have.
why.
I'm
a
doing my
PS4.
free upgrades to PS5.
He does have
Yeah.
a PS4 to play PS4 games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No,
I don't
know.
have a PS4 to play a PS4 game. So I was like, well, if I'm gonna get one, I'm.
I
disc
tried to
because
give you
I
one,
don't have a
Tim.
PS4.
I tried to give you one.
And it did not work.
It did not.
Yeah.
I
That
tried.
actually was that was part of the precursor to me buying the PS5. Was Cody sent me a PS4 that he had laying around because he had. Yeah. Did you already get the 5 or you had another 4? I forget.
I had up. I did the mid-gen upgrade when I was in.
So he had the 4. He had the 4 Pro.
Yeah.
So he sent me the base model 4, and it was dead. I hooked it up. It was immediately.
I hadn't used it in a long time, and I was just like, I'll send it to Tim.
I put in a new drive to try and reform. No, that didn't work. Failed.
Yeah.
Tragic.
I am using that drive for something else, so it wasn't complete waste. But like, I literally like. Oh, I showed Justin. Cody. I don't think I told you this. At work, we have the Steam Deck dock, the Sabrent Steam Deck dock with the. It's in my pocket. the M.2 slot.
Hold on. You pulled the Steam Deck dock out of your fucking pocket?
It's not the first time he's done that in the past 2 days.
Don't worry about it.
What the fuck?
Just have it with me. Me, in my presence.
So you got the dock that had the M.2 in it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
So I pulled an M.2 out of a broken laptop. Yeah. It's only a 512, but I popped it in here. It's got some games on there, so now when I go to Ian's house and dock it on his TV.
Yeah, I thought about getting, because I looked at a bunch of these docks before I bought one.
Yeah.
I thought about getting the one that had the M.2, and I was like, you know what? I'll just go with the official one because they push updates to that, like to the dock itself. And I was like, I think that long term will probably be better.
Could be.
Than that.
Sabrent's pretty good about their support on stuff though. Like they make really high end SSDs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yo, Sonny in the chat. Happy Valentine's Day, boys.
Happy Valentine's
Day. We're just talking about our love of Sony and EA right now.
Oh my god, yeah.
Steam Deck dock.
I love how we're talking about all this, and then we immediately talk about how all the ways Sony will fuck you if they give the chance. Like, just,
Sony will fuck me, but I am going to give them money to play this game instead of waiting 3 months to play it on a system that I like.
Sony fucked you, no lube, and
wrong.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Not you, the other Sony.
Yeah, Tim.
Oh my god, dude.
Why?
Hi there. That's not how I say her name, but it's even funnier.
It's not.
Oh, she thought it before I said it. Hang on. She thought it before I said it, which makes it even better. Fuck you. And fuck you, Cody.
This is some real...
So I'm just clarifying. Okay? I was just clarifying. Okay. That's all I was doing.
Oh, man.
That's how that worked out, even though it's not how it sounded. That is how it worked out. You're welcome.
Funny. That's funny.
I'm the good guy.
Excellent. I'm the good guy.
Oh my god. Okay, was there anything else you guys wanted to hit this week, or we good to go for tonight? We're about 15 minutes, 20. Going on 20 minutes over. I thought we were 15 minutes.
I can't think of anything. I've still got Steam Next Fest games demos that I haven't tried. I hope they're still playable.
Yeah, I literally downloaded one, and that was it. I didn't even try it, unfortunately.
Code. Did you guys try the one I told you to try?
I wanted to. I just
totally.
I played. I think I played Helldivers 2 instead.
I definitely haven't been playing Yu-Gi-Oh instead.
Oh my god, that's all Tim does.
That's not all I do.
He's doing it right now.
No, I'm not.
I heard the music. I heard the fucking music.
The things I have in my pockets.
Well,
I didn't do nothing. I'm totally innocent.
I let you into my house.
There's so many things that could be sound clipped out of context.
Tonight, yes, very much so. Oh my god, dude. You want to hear something crazy?
Don't hit me with that suspicious emote. You don't do that. I'm totally legit. What's crazy, Cody? Not me.
An anime game has a very positive rating on Steam right now.
Is he talking about Granblue?
I assume he's talking about a hentai game.
I am not.
No, those are usually rated positively. I just don't look at them.
Are you guys familiar with the Fate series?
Oh, Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah, of course, Tim, you're not. Fate.
You knew the answer to that question before you asked.
Dude,
Yeah.
Fate is one of the most popular anime on the fucking planet. So if
an
you,
anime?
Yeah. Like if you had any passing knowledge about anime, you could have known what this
I have a
was.
lot of passing knowledge about M.2 drives. You want to hear about those?
Yeah, Ian loved hearing about that. Tim has like an active barrier that he puts up when he starts hearing anime stuff.
I don't get it, man. I don't
pull
understand.
I pull out
whipped it out?
my Anburnic device and I ironically start playing a game that's based on an anime.
Anyways, the Fate, I guess, came out with a game. It's called Fate Samurai Remnant, and I don't know. It's got a little over 3,000 reviews or whatever, and it's very positive.
People love that series, man. People
Yeah, they
fucking
do.
go crazy.
I
they
almost bought
do.
a physical copy of the Afro Samurai game today from Xbox 360.
You
Completely
should've.
not related to what you're talking about. But like, it was at that store that I ranted to both of you about now at one point or another because they were, closed for an hour and a half when they're supposed to be open. Cool. Cool. But yeah, no, they did have. They didn't just have Quake Enemy Territories in their Cody, which I didn't buy because it's a dead game. But also, they did have Afro Samurai, and I was like, oh, I'll just go watch Afro Samurai. I do love Afro.
I've never finished Afro Samurai.
Oh my god, anime that I finished and he hasn't.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I
I kinda-
wait. I don't think he's finished.
I do that a lot.
I just
also-
realized what I said.
Yeah, I tend to
Start
honestly,
something and not finish.
yeah, I tend to. The ones that I finish or I watch all the way through generally are the shitty ones because I turn them on while I play, like while I do something else.
Did we both just do the same thing with our heads at the same time, but have very different reactions?
Did we?
Because I think we both went like this, but you did it to nod, and I did it to give him squinty eyes.
Yeah, no, I like the bad anime that's just like you only have to halfway pay attention to.
Trash.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, just straight
Oh,
trash shit.
Cody's over here like, I don't finish all animes, but when I do, it's because they suck.
Kind of, except for
That makes sense.
Solo Leveling. I still haven't seen like Shangri-La Frontier. Justin, I love that one. I watched like the first 14 episodes. I just didn't finish like the last 2 or 3. And I just haven't watched it.
I was watching the dub, and so it got to the end of the dub, and I was like, I'll wait for more dub.
Yeah, I think the dub's actually pretty good. I'll tell you what though. How far did you get actually? Before I say this?
I got through. I don't know. He went and like got the curse removed. He ended up teaming up with that like summoner girl.
You got the curse removed?
Uh-huh.
I think you're ahead of.
Or maybe I'm confused about what happened.
Yeah, I think you might be confused.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I mean, unless you got like towards the last episode or something, and all of a sudden it got removed.
Mm. It's
Did
been
you-
a while
Did
since
you
I
did
watched
you see
it.
the bunny?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
got the bunny companion.
Yep. Do you know what the bunny companion's dad is?
Yeah, the like mob boss guy.
Yeah. Did you see him sing?
I don't think so.
Okay, then yeah, you're definitely confused about what the fuck happened. There's an
Okay,
episode where
yeah.
he sings, and it's it's my favorite episode.
Okay.
I'm not normally into the singing parts of anime, but it's fucking
Oh,
dope.
Interesting.
It's
Okay.
very much like Dwarves of Moria vibes.
Oh,
it's
yo.
so
Hell
fucking
yeah.
cool. It's very Tim
I'll have to
is
watch some more.
confused. But I love
Why
it.
is there a furry with a mafia boss dad who sings like Moria the dwarves? I don't understand.
If that's not going to get Tim to watch anime, nothing.
Nothing will.
Yeah.
We're going with nothing.
There's actually a good show. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix, and it's about a dude who's a ninja, and it's like modern day, and it's very much kind of Afro Samurai, like in that vein, very action oriented and killing a bunch of motherfuckers and shit. And I thought
is
about
that
Gentlemen, you
is
have
that a
my
new one?
curiosity.
yeah, it's new.
Is it the one by the dudes who did Jujutsu Kaisen?
I don't know
Um,
if they did it. don't have
Ninja Kamui or something.
Yeah, not Kamui,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's close to it. Yeah. Yeah, I thought about Tim when I watched it earlier. I was like, well, he didn't like Hell's Paradise, so why would I show him this one?
Right. Why
Like,
would
same-
you?
I didn't
Same
watch
vein.
Hell's Paradise. I watched the clip that
I
you sent me, and I
literally
went, "That
showed
looks
you-
okay."
Right, it's the same
then I didn't watch
vibes. It's the same fucking
Okay,
vibes.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I was saying I'm not gonna watch that because I don't have time to invest in that.
Sonny in the
Tim-
chat says, Cody, you'd be proud. I finally platinum Days Gone.
Yes, you are way better than I am. But thank God that you did. That game is fantastic. I'm very happy for you. I do want to say, nope, I lost it. Never mind. Fuck it.
His train of thought has been derailed.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
a little bit. Well, because I was gonna say something about Tim not watching anime or whatever, but this is what I was gonna say. I don't want to hear shit about you saying you don't have time when you double our gaming time every fucking year.
I don't have more time because it's already. Listen,
He needs that time
It's-
for video
dude,
games.
it's
time
like-
to play video games. I need that time to do something I actually find relaxing, which is not watching anime. It's playing video games.
I'm just
So,
saying.
okay,
The excuse
you
you
and
don't
I-
have
you and
time
I-
is not legitimate. That's all I'm saying.
you and I
have
don't
plenty of
engage
time.
with content the same way.
No.
I will listen to something that I
Yeah.
don't have to watch. If I can listen to it, I will, and I will do
Yeah.
other stuff. But if it requires my attention, I cannot have it pulled up and do something else. Visually, I'm into one thing. I'm doing one thing. That one thing only. I can listen to two things. I can play Ark and listen to Vadi Vidya talk about Elden Ring lore, and that doesn't conflict in my brain. But if I have to look over, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm engaged with this. I'm not looking away. I'm hyper focused. This is my thing. This is the only thing. So like I had that time, that brain power is dedicated to other things that don't actually matter. So I'm not going to divert it to things that don't actually matter because it's already doing that. And I like those things.
I'm just saying you don't have to sit there and watch every fucking like that's I don't like with that ninja show we were talking about or even Hell's Paradise, right? I don't this is why I wait for the dub for some of these and why I didn't finish Hell's Paradise. I watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes. I was like, I want to watch the dub of this, right? And I haven't gone back and done that yet. But I'll put up the dub because all I really want to watch is the fighting. And I just want the context of why they're fighting. So when they're not fighting, it just sits over there and I listen to it and I do something else. And then when they are fighting, I pause this, I turn and I look, and I watch them kill things, and I go, "That's fucking sweet." And then I go back to this. You know, like I just pause.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
not
right.
capable
You
of-
both just consume it very differently.
Yeah.
Like you should see if I am doing something that I am engaged in and my brain is focused on it. You should ask my wife how many things I've just agreed to, and then it comes time and I go, I don't remember any of this. And my mom had the same problem.
Autopilot.
My mom would talk to me about stuff, and then I'd be like, I don't remember any of this conversation. She'd be like, I told you like 3 weeks ago. What was I doing? Well, you were playing on the computer. I don't remember any of this. So yeah, I may have acknowledged your existence, but I was not listening.
Yeah.
I promise you.
I am not a listener.
I've been there.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
What I'm getting from this is that me and Cody and Sonny should start an anime podcast.
Yes,
fun.
very much.
Just not at Wednesdays at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
hey, maybe we'll be able to all three of us split the $100 Crunchyroll subscription.
Yeah.
That's what
because
we're gonna
they're
have
going to
to
go the Netflix route where they're going to count your screens. and
Oh,
track
no.
them.
Eventually,
$100 a year. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
much.
yeah, like it's more than 50.
Dude, who has they changed their prices in 2022 to $8.99 a month. I don't know who managed to keep a $5.99 a month account from way back then.
Apparently,
You know-
Cody.
Somebody somehow did it. I
No,
don't know.
you know what? You know what used to be the real play is that Crunchyroll had a service called VRV. I called it Verve.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you had one
Wasn't it called
subscription.
Verve?
Well, some people didn't call it. Some people called it by the initials or whatever. Anyways,
Mr. Gong like VR Verve.
yeah, I don't know. Anyways, They had this thing called Verve, and it had you just subscribe to that, and it was only like $8 or $9, but it gave you all of Funimation stuff. It gave you all of Crunchyroll stuff. It had a horror like thing on there. It had Rooster Teeth on there. It was no joke the best value out there. And then it started falling apart when Sony bought Funimation, because then eventually Sony pulled Funimation, and then it like just continued to lose value from there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I don't disagree that Sony is gonna capitalize and like really just be assholes and monetize the hell out of stuff.
yeah,
But I think this narrative that we're seeing that they're doubling someone's subscription fee is inaccurate.
oh, okay, not doubling, still $25 more a month or whatever the fuck it is. Like, you're still paying more when you used to be able to watch it free.
It's
Right?
not 25
Sure, compared to watching episodes for free.
We're talking. This has been over like an 18-month to 2-year span. This has been a fairly quick turnaround from what used to be a very standard practice between Funimation and Crunchyroll, where you could just wait an extra week, watch the episode for free, or you just could subscribe. Like this has been a very quick, and now you're paying $100 a year. I'm just saying, Sony likes to fuck people. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not making the joke again.
I tried to make sure I said Sony, like clearly. Might not have. I don't know.
I'm not making the joke twice.
Our one viewer.
I didn't do it.
I don't know. It's just
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's, everybody. This has been Olip.
yeah.
This is the kind of energy we get when Tim's here, I guess,
Yeah.
in my house. This is what happens when you give Tim dark old-fashioned sponge candy.
Hang on. You hear the music?
No.
Yeah. Is that your game?
Touch it.
Tim just saying, I didn't touch it over and over. Please.
Tim, it's calling your name. It's asking you to play it.
I didn't do anything.
It's got a mind of its own. It must
All right,
be played.
We need to put an end to
wrap it
this.
up. Yeah, we do. All right. Hey, we'll be back next week, Wednesday at 10 Central-ish. You know, give us a couple minutes before, a couple minutes after. We'll see what happens. We'll talk about video games. We'll play some video games. We'll have a good time. And Tim will say a bunch of sexual innuendos, apparently. All right?
Love you. Bye,
Love
everybody.
you. Bye.
Happy Valentine's Day.